Good afternoon. We are bringing you commentary of Wales against Denmark today from Euro 2020 round of 16. I'm your alternative host, Russ Vernon, alongside your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and you are listening to the Commentary Hub. We're also in partnership with JB Sports. Be interesting to see how this one gets going and how we will fare and how the games will fare. Today we'll also bring you commentary later of the match between Italy and Austria this evening. I am delighted to say, as I mentioned, that I am going to be joined by our brilliant commentator, Mr. Nicholas Jones, who is a wonderful commentator, up and coming commentator, and he's fantastic. And he's been an absolute star of the tournament for us since his very first game for us. We're now delighted to welcome him to today's show. And good afternoon to you, Nicholas. Are you looking forward to watching this game for us this afternoon, my friend?
Good afternoon, Ross. I'm looking forward to doing this game. As I mentioned in the preview for the round of 16, that it could go either way between these two. I see these sides are very similar in styles of play. Wales. Wales were more defensive in their 1-0 match against Italy, and Denmark all out aggression in some of their last few games, but so they've also been defensive as well. So fairly good sides.
Yes, it is fairly good sides, and I've been impressed with what I have seen from both sides in the tournament so far, Nicholas. I think if I ask you from what you've seen of both Wales and Denmark so far, I think you'll say you've been impressed as well from both sides, wouldn't you, Nicholas? Have you been impressed with what you've seen from Wales and Denmark so far in the tournament?
Oh yes, I have. I have indeed. But what's surprising for Wales is that Gareth Bale is not on the score sheet for Euro 2020. Only Moore, Ramsey, and Roberts have been the only Wales goal scorers.
Yes, they have, Nicholas. And why do you think that he has not been on the score sheet yet, Gareth Bale? Do you think it could be down to the fact that the opposition know how he plays and sets up to stop him from being the creative spark that we've seen Wales use in the past few seasons, or do you think it's something different?
I think it could be with the fact that I think it could be the fact that we haven't seen him forward as much recently, particularly in this tournament, and any opportunity he may have had at scoring goal just hasn't come to fruition. But he may have also had a hand in helping other players as well. But 95 appearances and 33 goals in his international career. But maybe it's so reflecting on the score sheet. Maybe it is time for like a new generation of Wales internationals to step forward and put their names on the score sheets.
Yes, absolutely, Nicholas. And if you just look at the players that Denmark have got on show, obviously both keepers today, Danny Ward and Kasper Schmeichel, who know a lot about each other, with them being in the same squad at club level, both in Leicester City. But if you look at the Wales side and compare with this Denmark side, a lot of these players in both sides have come up against each other last season because Davis, Bale, James, Rodon, have all come up against Vestergaard, Christensen, Schmeichel, Højbjerg in the Premier League, all play for Premier League clubs. As I mentioned, Danny Ward and Kasper Schmeichel knows each other from club side, both in the Leicester City squad, incidentally, both from Leicester City. But do you think with so many players in each squad, knowing each other, know how each other plays, Nicholas, that could be a factor with how this game progresses today? Or do you think one of them will get the better of the other? Who do you think will come out on top in the end?
Right now, it's difficult to say, but if I was a really brave man, I would have to go for Denmark because they normally go through about this stage. But I would say Wales are no slouch. So, like I said in the roundup show and the preview match on the previous show on Thursday, I should mention that I would see this one as sort of very 50-50. But in terms of what you said about many of these players knowing their opponents or teammates from the Premier League, I would say, sort of, yes, knowing how they play would go to their would play to their advantage. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out on the international stage. But only one player will not be starting for Wales, and that's Ethan Ampadu. He will not play after he was red carded in the match against Italy last week.
Yes, that is correct. If you're trying to listen to this podcast over on our Twitter feed, we do apologise. The Twitter feed didn't go live on there, so I'm just going to put his live out on Twitter, Nicholas, with 10 minutes before kickoff to go. And we are live now on Twitter, so the listeners over on Twitter, you've not really missed much of the build-up. We've just been talking how some of the players know each other from each club, and how Nicholas thinks he's going to go, and he reckons Denmark may just win it. Nicholas, another question for you. Obviously, like in the group stage, if it's a draw, they get a point each. We've gone past that stage now, so if it's a draw, it could go to extra time, could go the full distance, and go to the dreaded P word, which I don't really want to say, but I'll say it quietly anyway. Penalties. Do you think it could go away to the word beginning with P, which I've just mentioned to you, or do you think it'll be won in extra time, or do you think the game will be won in normal time today?
It could be extra time. I don't think it'll go to penalties, but I've made predictions for this channel before, more often than not, and mostly got them wrong. But I would say it's going to go to either team, either in the 90 minutes or to one team via extra time. You said that I highly favoured Denmark to win this one narrowly. I actually think it could go to either team. I haven't picked I can't pick an outright winner.
Yes, but you did say that if you were a betting man, you would have to go for Denmark. Though that's why I mentioned that Nicholas. Players are in the tunnel. I can see Gareth Bale in the tunnel just there, Nicholas. He's looking ready. There's the Welsh fans looking ready as well from our position. Today should be a good game. I can see a few of them just dancing and getting ready to go for the knockout, for their knockout stages. It's being played at the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam, and Wales are making their way out onto the field of play right now. They're just making their way out. There's a referee who I've not really touched upon yet, and we'll get Nicholas to tell us who the referee is and the starting lineups is in a few moments. The Welsh team wearing red today just makes their way out on to the field of play. Gareth Bale and some of the other players clapping the supporters who have travelled over to Amsterdam for this game today. And Nicholas, with the sides almost ready for kick-off, we're going to get the national anthems in a second, and then we'll come back to you next before I hand over to you and get your score prediction for the first half. But right now, it'll be time to head over for the national anthems. In a moment. And we'll be starting with Denmark. And that was just sung with pure passion from the Danes. And we're now going to get ready for the national anthem of Wales, land of our fathers. And there is the Welsh national anthem, also sung with very good passion there, I must say. But now, let's hand over to your match commentator to tell you through the action and tell you all about the important team news. Let's say good afternoon once again to our very own man in the commentary box, Mr. Nicholas Jones.
Thanks, Russ. Let's go through the team lineups now. Wales have a 4-2-3-1 formation. Danny Ward starts in goal. Then it's the back four of Davis, Mepham, Rodon and Connor Roberts. Joe Allen and Joe Morrell are the two midfielders. Three forwards, I should mention, are Bale, Ramsey and James. Kiefer Moore is the lone striker. And for Denmark, we have Kasper Schmeichel starting in goal. And the back three, Christensen, Kjær and Vestergaard. Four midfielders, Striger, Højbjerg, Delaney and Mæhle. Damsgaard, Dolberg and Braithwaite are the three strikers. Our referee, Daniel Siebert of Germany. His assistants, Jan Seidel and Raphael Fultin. And the fourth official is Ovidiu Hattigan of Romania. VAR referee is Bastian Dankart of Germany. and assistants VAR, Christian Dinger and Christian Gittelmann, as well as Marco Fritz, and reserve assistant referee Sebastian Gheorghe of Romania. So, this is it. The first of the round of 16s. The performance of either Wales or of both Wales and Denmark could be crucial should they progress through to the quarterfinals, or the semi-finals and the final. Wales made the semi-finals in 2016. Can they repeat this? Could they repeat this performance and make it to the quarterfinals or beyond? Denmark, winners, of course, in 1992, as the majority take the knee for Black Lives Matter, and Wales will play in all red, Denmark in all white, and it'll be Wales to kick off. And we are underway at the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam. Wales going from left to right, and Denmark right to left. And it looks like Denmark already in possession, and it's heading for Martin Braithwaite. But great stop by Chris Mepham. The 23-year-old, he plays at Bournemouth, and it looks to me as though we have a corner in less than a minute, and indeed we do. Or is it just a long-range throw-in? I think it might. I have a feeling it might be the latter, and it's going to be one of the midfielders to throw. Indeed, he does, and he throws it to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and who passes to Thomas Delaney. Straight to the goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel. No need to introduce him, apart from the fact that he won the FA Cup with Leicester City a few weeks ago as captain. So headed to Joachim Mæhle. Mæhle now with the ball for Denmark. Straight back to Delaney. They've managed to put Wales on the back foot quite early on, have Denmark. Cross by Simon Kjær, the captain, and that was headed for Jens Strigger, but the ball has gone out of play already. Rob Page, head coach for Wales, brought in as a last-minute replacement for Ryan Giggs. He's acquitted himself well to managing a national team. He was actually assistant manager to Ryan Giggs before taking over the top job. And it's now in possession for Wales with Aaron Ramsey. But it's now gone to Joe Morrell. Morrell now for Wales. And straight to Daniel James, who just misses the ball. And out already for a throw-in. We're already nearly 2 minutes on. We're already nearly 2.5 minutes in, and it's actually quite action-packed at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Not something we've said very often throughout this tournament. Pass to Allen, which was quickly intercepted by Denmark. Denmark now have the ball, and a foul on Martin Braithwaite. Nothing doing, says the referee Siebert. But now it's gone to Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale, the Wales captain. Now Kiefer Moore back to Bale. As I said in the preview, surprising not to see him on the score sheet. Will that change today? And a foul allegedly on Aaron Ramsey. Yes, indeed it was. I think it was by Thomas Delaney. I'm not too sure if it is. And he is booked again. And if he is booked in this match, he will miss Denmark's quarter-final match. And a free kick to Wales in less than 4 minutes. And it looks like it will be Kiefer Moore to take the free kick. He scored in Wales' opening match against Switzerland? No, I think it's actually going to be either Joe Allen or Daniel James. We'll let you know shortly. And indeed, it is going to be Daniel James. No, it isn't. And no, in fact, yes, it is. It looked to me as though Allen was selling them a dummy, but the free kick did not work. And after almost 4.5 minutes, it is Wales 0, Denmark 0. Right, sent in by James, but a Denmark player has been fouled. Couldn't quite see who it was. And Allen to take the corner. Straight in by Ramsey, but headed away by Denmark. And it's now back in possession with Wales. Bale now to James. It's Daniel James for Wales, but cut away by Denmark, and I beg your pardon, it was actually Connor Roberts who had the ball before James. You're listening to the Commentary Hub and JB Sports for Wales against Denmark. Don't forget, Italy against Austria coming up at 8 o'clock. That is our next game for tonight, as Mikkel Damsgaard was fouled by, I think it was Joe Morel. Yes, indeed it was. Kasper Hjulmand. He's been Denmark coach since 2020. Sorry, took over from Age Hareide, and now it's with Braithwaite for Denmark. Martin Braithwaite, but defended well by Wales. Back to Braithwaite now with Jens Striger. Braithwaite again. Now Højbjerg. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg back to Braithwaite. Højbjerg again. And it's now gone to Simon Kjær. Simon Kjær to Damsgaard. And it's now with Højbjerg again. Back to Braithwaite. They're trying to look for an opening, but can't. I think Wales have learnt their lesson from the opening couple of minutes. They didn't appear to be that good at defending from Denmark early on in the game, but they appear to have got the hang of it now, as Jannik Vestergaard has the ball for Denmark. Now it's gone straight to Kasper Schmeichel in goal, who clears it, and it's gone all the way to his opposite number, Danny Ward, as Russ already mentioned, both teammates at Leicester City. Danny Ward to kick the ball out for Wales, to clear the ball out of the goal area for Wales. He does so. Just over 17 minutes have been played. Wales 0, Denmark 0. And as I say that, it's Dolberg with the ball for Denmark. Dolberg! That was very aggressive power shot there from Dolberg. He didn't aim it right. He should have crossed to a player who was close to goal there, and that could have put Denmark ahead. But nevertheless, a goal kick to Wales. And Ward clears it. Ward has cleared the ball, headed away by Vestergaard. And it's now gone straight to Kiefer Moore. But dealt with quickly by Denmark, but not for long though. Here's Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts now for Wales. And straight back, and it's now gone straight to Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale dancing around the defenders, doing a good job of it so far. Crosses to Allen. Joe Allen now for Wales, passes back to Roberts. Roberts now for Wales. Straight back to Bale. And Bale crosses, but defended very well by Denmark. Connor Roberts tries to get the ball back. but from Vestergaard, but can't quite do so. Vestergaard clips Joe Morrell, but Wales are still managing to hold onto the ball. Connor Roberts, Bale, now Joe Morrell to Ramsey, Bale now for Wales. Can he get on the scoring sheet? No, that was just wide. That is the closest we have come to goal. That's the closest we have come for anyone to scoring so far in this match. Powerful shot from Bale, but it just missed the left post, and Rob Page can't believe it. Former manager of Port Vale, Northampton Town, also assistant manager at Nottingham Forest, has also managed the Wales under-21 side. As Højbjerg has the ball now for Denmark. Not for long, though. It's been taken by Joe Allen, who passes straight to Danny Ward. And Ward clears it. Clears it out of goal. And it's gone back to Denmark. Martin Braithwaite for Denmark, straight to Dolberg, but taken back by Bale. Is Daniel James going to get it? Yes, he is. Daniel James passes straight back to Joe Allen. Back to James. James headed straight to Bale. Bale has it. Not for long, though. And it's just going to be caught by Joe Rodon. Straight to Chris Mapham. Wales still in possession with the ball. Allen. Straight now with Joe Morrell. 11 minutes gone. Wales 0. Denmark 0. Rodon for Wales. Passes back to Ward. And good clearance by Ward. Straight to Allen. Wales are starting, to me, it looks as though Wales are starting to show some signs of attack. If they can build on that within the next couple of minutes, then surely they can break through Denmark's defensive ranks. Bale tries for it, but can't quite get there. But it didn't go in, and that was wider than his first initial shot at goal. And I think Ramsey might have gotten close to it as well. That was the shot by Bale, the earlier one, I should say, and that missed the post by quite a few yards. But I think his second one missed by a few yards more. Anyway, Schmeichel to clear the ball away for Denmark via a goal kick. And he does so. But headed away now by Wales. Wales managed to pick the ball back up. Bale. I think Højbjerg has been fouled. Referee said play on. No, initially, but now he's called proceedings to a halt just so he can have a look at Højbjerg. And it was a very rough challenge by Kiefer Moore. He's got to watch out. If he's booked, he misses the next game. But lucky to get away with that, in my view. Højbjerg back up on his feet, which is good. I think he was wincing in pain. Let me know what you think of that foul in the comments. Should Kiefer Moore have been booked? Do please let me and Russ know as play now resumes, and it's Morrell for Wales. Morrell passes to Connor Roberts. Now it's with Mepham. Ramsey, Bale. Gareth Bale now for Wales. And it's straight to Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey almost had a chance, but good defending by Denmark. Let's have a look at this one again. It's Bale with the ball. No, sorry, Ramsey, I should say. But good block from, I think it was Simon Kjær. Just over 14 minutes gone. Wales 0, Denmark 0. Højbjerg now for Denmark. He passes to Mæhle. Mæhle with the ball. And the ball has gone out for a throw-in. Throw-in to be taken by Mæhle, which he does. And it's gone straight to Jannik Vestergaard, the 28-year-old who plays regularly at Southampton. And now with, I think it's Kjær, not too sure. But it's gone back to Wales with Joe Morrell. Now Chris Mepham, straight to Connor Roberts. Back to Mepham. Mepham with the ball now for Wales. And I think it's now gone to Ben Davies. Ben Davies. The 28-year-old from Tottenham. But it's now Martin Braithwaite with the ball for Denmark. Defended well, cut out well by Davies. Braithwaite clearly not happy with the challenge by Davies. Let's have a look at it again from another angle. I think he pushed. Yeah, I think he was actually the one in the wrong. He actually pushed Davies down. But let me know what you think of that one in the comments. And it's going to be Ward to clear the ball for Denmark. And it's headed away. It's gone straight to Højbjerg, now caught again by Braithwaite. But ball goes out of play again. Allegedly for a throw-in. At least that's what I think it is. We'll let you know shortly. And yes, indeed, it is a throw-in. Throw-in taken by Denmark to Vestergaard. Yeah, Vestergaard now with the ball for Denmark. Delaney almost caught by Mæhle. And it'll be a throw into Wales from Connor Roberts. Connor Roberts now with the ball. Connor Roberts throws, but he gets the ball back. It's now Mepham. Mepham to Davies. Now Allen. Joe Allen for Wales. Back to Mepham. Mepham passes to Roberts. Rob Page issuing his instructions from the touchline. And it's now back with Joe Morrell. Morrell now for Wales. Pass by Rodon to Allen. And I think that's Aaron Ramsey with the ball. Ramsey! Saved by Kasper Schmeichel. No, it was in fact Daniel James. But Kasper Schmeichel able to pick the ball back up. I think Wales are showing a bit more aggression than Denmark, although Denmark are appearing to catch back up. Just as I say that, it was Damsgaard straight to Kasper Kjolberg. Kjolberg now with the ball for Denmark. And it's gone straight to Højbjerg. Højbjerg crosses back to Mæhle. Mæhle to Vestergaard now. Delaney. Thomas Delaney finds Kjolberg. But Wales defended that one really well. Credit to Ben Davies and Joe Rodon for defending that one. But it's now back with Mæhle. Mæhle now with the ball for Denmark, but cleared away by Connor Roberts. Wales defending appears to be getting stronger, but the Danish supporters are getting behind their club. Can they possibly sense the chance for an opening as we go to a Denmark corner? And Jens Striger will take the corner for Denmark. The 30-year-old defender who plays at Udinese. Striger prepares to take the corner. 19 minutes in. Can he set up a challenge to break the deadlock? He takes the corner kick. It went towards Højbjerg, I think it was, but no, it wasn't. It was Andreas Christensen. The 25-year-old plays regularly at Chelsea. So Danny Ward will know what his style of play is like, of course, having played against him in the Premier League and indeed the FA Cup final. Another Denmark corner. Approaching the 20th minute at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Still Wales 0, Denmark 0. Can Denmark break the deadlock this time? And it's gone to Norgard, I think. It's actually Gladstoff, Simon Kjær, the captain. Will it be another corner or just a goal kick? Kjær tried to get to the ball, but great bit of defending by Joe Rodon. And another corner for Denmark. In fact, it's their third in about 2 and a bit minutes. Will it be third time lucky for them? Corner kick taken, missed by Kjær, defended well by Wales. Højbjerg heads the ball, but manages to get it back. It's now Pierre-Emil Højbjerg for Denmark. Kohlberg couldn't quite get to it. But it's now out for a throw-in to Wales. After 21 minutes, the score remains the same. Connor Roberts to take the throw-in for Wales. They really have been going out all guns blazing throughout the first half. I wonder if they'll be able to keep this one up throughout the remainder of the first half and perhaps into the second half. But it's now Kasper Schmeichel who has picked up the ball for Denmark. He clears it. Straight to Mæhle. Mæhle now with the ball. Mæhle passes to Vestergaard. Now Højbjerg. Vestergaard. No, Kjær. Sorry. Kjær now with the ball back to Vestergaard. Mæhle. And Mæhle has been brought down and it was almost caught by Kohlberg, and Kohlberg has been fouled as well. Rob Page not happy with proceedings on that. So Mayhem actually pushed him down. To me, it looks as though Rob Page has his hands up, and it looked like he might have been addressing Chris Mepham as in like, "What were you thinking?" But Mepham lucky to get away with that. Denmark back in possession. Braithwaite now with the ball, and it's gone straight to Delaney. Delaney headed by Roberts and out of play once again. Good defending by Wales. Although would Delaney have been offside had the ball gone in? I'm not sure. But Kasper Hjulmand applauding his squad's efforts. Fourth corner now for Denmark. Can they break through? Can they break through this time? Nearly just over 23 and a half minutes gone. Wales 0, Denmark 0. Can they change that? And the answer is no. I think Vestergaard might have sent this one over, or was it Striger who sent it over? No, it was Striger who kicked the ball in. Danish supporters appear to have gone quiet by the looks of it. Although I can see one or two still declaring their support. Don't forget, coming up later on the commentary hub is Italy against Austria. And it's now back in possession for Denmark with Vestergaard. Now Kjær. Straight to, I think that was Andreas Christensen. Now back with Kjær for Denmark, who passes straight to Kasper Schmeichel in goal, who clears it back to Kjær. Kjær now with the ball, but intercepted by Wales. Joe Allen. Denmark were able to save that one just in time. Chris Mepham now with the ball, although Kasper Kohlberg, went. No, it was Dolberg who went down, and someone has gone into the book. It's Joe Rodon. Rodon receives a yellow card. Let's see what happens. I think he might have pulled Kohlberg on the shirt and pushed him down. Rodon angry at that decision. I personally don't know what to make of it myself. I think Rodon had his shirt pulled as well, but Dolberg came off the worst of it. And Rodon has been booked for his troubles. All I can say is what's happened, and I've got no opinion on it. Anyway, Mæhle straight to Vestergaard. Vestergaard now with the ball for Denmark. Passes to Højbjerg. Now it's with Kjær. Simon Kjær passes straight to Dolberg, I think. Now back to Kjær. Straight to Christensen. Mæhle. Back to Vestergaard. Vestergaard now with Kjær. Vestergaard again to Delaney. And Mæhle. Mæhle now crosses to, I think that was Damsgaard. And it's now with Dolberg. Dolberg sends it in. Denmark are in front. Superb effort on goal by Kasper Dolberg. It paid off. Denmark take the lead. The supporters are now getting noisy for Denmark, particularly the man with the headband and the flag round and the flag behind his neck like a superhero's cape. Jokes aside, is superb right footer by Dolberg. Just left Ward with Ward couldn't get to it in time. I think he did get close, but it sailed right through him. The ball just went through Ward's grasp, and the Danish players wanting to hug Kasper Dolberg. Why not? And Denmark lead Wales by 1-0. And that was in the 26th minute. Ramsey, but it's now gone to VAR. It's gone to VAR for a goal check. Could the goal effectively be ruled out? We shall bring you up to date with any developments. It's being checked, and the check is over. The goal remains. So Denmark now in front. Can they extend that lead? And Dolberg had the ball, but was intercepted by, I think it was Rodon. I'm almost out of breath just by going through Dolberg's goal there. But the game still goes on, and Denmark have the ball again. And it's back with Dolberg. Now Martin Braithwaite for Denmark. He can't get through. Back to Dolberg. And it's now with Striger. Now Kerr to Vestergaard. Vestergaard crosses to, I think that was Striger. Yeah, it is Striger. Jens Striger for Denmark. Straight back to Højbjerg. Almost caught by Damsgaard. Delaney and I think number third, and I think Kiefer Moore has been fouled. And Kasper Dolberg, it's his first goal of the Euros. And the check for the VAR was to check to see whether Martin Braithwaite was onside, and the check confirms that indeed he was. Mepham back to Ward, and Ward clears the ball up front. But it's now caught again by Damsgaard, and Damsgaard sends it over. Denmark seem to have now managed to find a way to break through Wales' defence. And goal kick to be taken again by Danny Ward. It's now with Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey, the ex-Arsenal man, now at Juventus. Back to Ramsey. Now with Rodon. Back to Danny Ward. Martin Braithwaite hounding him, but ball out now for a throw-in. Just nearly 31 minutes have been played. Wales 0, Denmark 1. Throw-in by Mæhle to Delaney. Back to Vestergaard. And it's now with Højbjerg. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to Vestergaard again. Vestergaard passes to Mæhle. Mæhle now with the ball, almost cut away by Roberts, but Mæhle able to hold on to the ball. It's now with Mikkel Damsgaard. Damsgaard to Delaney, but Damsgaard gets the ball back. He passes to Dolberg, and Dolberg's been fouled. Dolberg has been fouled. No penalty. Pulled up by Ward. Denmark were very close to getting a second on that one. This was what happened. Ward tried to get the ball off Morale, but Morale was brought down in the process anyway. Goal kick taken by Ward. And it's now almost caught by James. Not for long, though. Cleared away by Kerr. And it's now with Martin Braithwaite. Braithwaite has been fouled. But nothing worthy of a card, in my opinion. Looked like, Allen was the one who ran into him. Nothing worthy of a foul. The Wales supporters, who were pretty loud and noisy at the start, some of them have gone quiet. The majority of them still showing their support and noise as ever. But it's now back with Braithwaite. Now with Striger, but it's been intercepted by Wales for Mepham. And out for a throw again. Just over 33 minutes have gone. Still Wales 0, Denmark 1. And the Denmark supporters appear to be more noisy than their Welsh counterparts. Back to Simon Kjær for Denmark. Vestergaard, now Kjær again. Kjær crosses to Braithwaite, but defended well by, I think it was Joe Rodon for Wales. if Wales are to get back into this one, they need to start showing the attacking style which they showed for about 15 minutes before Denmark managed to break through. Back to Braithwaite, but out for another throw-in. Throw-in to be taken again by Denmark, and it'll be Jens Striger to take the throw. He throws to Braithwaite. Striger crosses into the goal area, almost caught by Dolberg. But the ball has gone out. Good cross by Striger, just caught by a couple of Wales defenders, but briefly rebounded to Dolberg, but it's now a Denmark corner. Kasper Hjulmand talking to one of the substitutes. Corner to be taken by Denmark. Sent in to Delaney. Delaney to Dolberg. Dolberg manages to hold on. Back to Delaney. Delaney crosses and palmed away by Ward. And it's now with Damsgaard. Ward appears to have been brought down or something. Something's caught Daniel Siebert's attention. Couldn't see what it was. But it looked to me as though Vestergaard just ran into him and pushed him down. Nothing worthy of a card in my view. But and it appears to me as though Daniel Siebert agrees with me, saying that it was just a normal incident. Anyway, Wales back in possession with the ball. Gone straight to Bale. Bale now with the ball. And he crosses to, I think that was Daniel James he was aiming for, but cleared by Braithwaite. But Wales now have the ball back. And it's Connor Roberts. No, sorry, it was Joe Morrell. Now Connor Roberts back to Morrell. And it's gone to Joe Allen, who now passes to Bale now. Cut out by, I think that might have been Kerr, but Wales take the throw in to Mepham. Mepham passes to Rodon. Ramsey to Davis. Back to Rodon. And it's now with Joe Morrell. Morrell now to Connor Roberts, who slips up and goes down onto the ground. I think he's hurt himself. He might have hurt his leg. Or is it his hands? Or, what kind of injury was it? I don't know. But the physio gone out onto the pitch. He actually got his foot caught in some of the turf and went down. I think he might have strained his groin by the looks of it. Physio checking him over just to see if he is all right. Very quick response there by the Wales physio. And will a substitution have to be made for Connor Roberts? Rob Page not happy about the situation. Meantime, play has been resumed. It's now Simon Kjær with the ball for Denmark. Straight back to Højbjerg. And it's now with Andreas Christensen. Christensen passes to Højbjerg. Now Mæhle. Back to Højbjerg. The regular at Tottenham Hotspur, who's now crossed to Martin Braithwaite. Defended well by Wales. But it looks to me as though James was pushed down. Straight back up on his feet. Wales the Wales players trying to make their decisions, trying to make their opinion to the ref heard, but not having any of it. Mailer now back to Delaney. Now it's with Højbjerg. Mailer again, almost caught by Delaney. Headed by Kiefer Moore. And the Denmark captain, Kjær, has gone down. Moore, I think, has gone straight into Kjær. I think his back just ran into him. And I think that's worthy of a card. Don't forget, should Moore be booked, he will miss Wales's quarter-final match if they go through. And he has been booked, and he will indeed miss the quarter-final match. I did say he should be careful, and he wasn't. And Connor Roberts has been substituted for Neco Williams. Neco Williams, the 20-year-old youth from Liverpool, the 20-year-old youth at Liverpool. And it will be a Denmark free kick with just 5 minutes of normal time remaining. Still, it is Wales 0, Denmark 1. What can Denmark do from this? What can Denmark do from this free kick? Everyone getting into a position for the free kick, which is taken, but headed by Morale. Defended well by Wales. I think Delaney had the last touch on that one. And it looks to me as though it will be, yes, another corner for Denmark. This will be their 6th or 7th. They're really racking up those corners, Denmark, aren't they? Corner kick taken with Damsgaard, headed by Delaney, but sent forward by the Wales defenders. But Denmark still want to score from that. Denmark still want to score, but Wales have managed to calm this one down, but not for long, though. Here's Martin Braithwaite. And and the ball has gone out for a goal kick. Wales are doing all they can now to ensure that Denmark don't score any more goals, but it's proving to be easier said than done, because Denmark are getting closer and closer and closer to scoring a second. I did say, if I was a betting man, that Denmark would narrowly win this one, and it looks to me as though I might be on the money. Here's Højbjerg. Højbjerg for Denmark, and it's gone to Simon Kjær. Kjær now passes to Schmeichel, who clears it. Headed by Mepham. And it's now with Højbjerg, although a Danish player has gone down. I think that might have been Striger, or no, in fact, it's Kasper Dolberg, the man who scored the goal for Denmark in the 26th minute. And that was a reckless and rough challenge by Joe Rodon. Don't forget, he is in the book already. I think he'll probably just get a verbal warning out of that one. If he commits anything like this again, he will be sent off. Just under a minute and a half until half time, with the addition of extra minutes being added. And Wales now have the ball with Ramsey, although it's now been taken by Mailer. Now with Delaney. Now it's with Vestergaard. And it's now gone to, I think that might have been Christensen. Now with Mailer. Back to Højbjerg. Yeah, it might have been Højbjerg, actually. Vestergaard to Kerr. Now it's gone straight back to Kasper Schmeichel. Headed by Mailer. Now Vestergaard. And Mailer now has the ball again for Denmark. Not for long, though. It's been taken by Morel. And out of play goes the ball. And the throw-in will be taken by Joachim Mailer. Mailer throws to Vestergaard, to Damsgaard, but he takes it back. And it's now Højbjerg to Delaney, but back to Højbjerg. And it's now with Vestergaard. We're into the 45th minute and 2 minutes have been added on. Nice cross from Striger to Mailer. Mailer! Just off the side netting. That could easily have been a second for Denmark. Superb cross by Striger. Almost caught by Dolberg, but Mailer picked it up in the end. I think it was palmed away by Ward, and the Denmark supporters can't believe that they missed that one. And yet again, another corner for Denmark. They haven't managed to convert any corners into goals so far. Can they do it from this one, though? Striger to send the ball into the goal area, which he does. Headed by, I think that might have been Bale. But it's gone out for another throw-in. 1 minute of the added on 2 minutes left to be played. And the Denmark supporters showing their appreciation. Yes. Show a bit of support by yelling at the camera. Why not? Throw-in taken for Denmark. Almost caught in by I think it might have been Moore. And it's now gone to Neco Williams. Crossed by, I think that might have been Morel. Wales need to regroup during the half-time break and find out the fresh taxes. And there goes the half-time whistle. Both sides, both Wales and Denmark came into this match full of optimism in their own way. But Denmark have managed to be the more aggressive throughout the last part of the first half and got the goal to prove it. Half-time score at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Wales 0, Denmark 1.
Thank you very much to our very brilliant commentator, Nicholas Jones, who has had a very good first half. Before myself and Nicholas takes a quick break, then before me and Nicholas takes a quick break, I just want to give some shout outs out to a few people who will be possibly tuned in today. I think they more than likely are going to be tuned in today, so I'll just give them a few shout outs. Then we'll go for a quick couple of minute break and then we'll be back. Shout outs are to Derek, Jerry, Anne and Malcolm Jones. They are the father, mother, auntie and uncle of our brilliant commentator here this evening, Nicholas. But what we're going to do now, we'll take a quick break And when we return, we'll dissect the first half and what Wales need to do in the second to get back in this game. Half time, Wales 0, Denmark 1. Join us back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the coverage here on the Commentary Hub as we as Nicholas Jones is doing a fantastic commentary as Wales trailed by a goal to nil at the break against Denmark. And just want to say, I thought Wales started well, Nicholas, but then Denmark have grown into the game, and it was a good goal by Kasper Dolberg. Would you tend to agree with that assessment from me? And what's your overall thoughts on that first half that you've just seen this evening?
It looked to me as though Wales had the measure of it in like the opening few minutes. They were good attacking, but so they weren't so good defensively. I mean, Denmark had a few chances at goal quite early on in the game, but Wales subsequently rose to it, and to hold on. And but I think about just over halfway through the first half, Kasper Dolberg just came out of nowhere and sent one straight through Danny Ward's arms, and that's how it happened. I mean, he just fired his shot like a rocket, and it just went through. But Wales haven't been giving up on that one, not by any stretch of the imagination. Whether they'll be able to actually convert this one into trying to pull one back. Remains to be seen. I mean, Rob Page will probably be thinking about anything that they haven't done to try and get through in the first half. To try and get through on the second half. And I've just had a comment from Jessica Clement saying, "Go on, Nick. I feel like Wales are being very aggressive in this for some reason." Would you agree with her, Russ?
I would, yes, Nicholas, and good evening to Jessica, good evening to JB as well, who's tuned in today as well. And I would agree with Jessica, and I think many to turn it down a bit in the second half. We already got a booking in that first half to Joe Rodon. Kiefer Moore's on a booking as well now. More missing the next game. Should Wales turn this game around and progress into the next round? Nicholas, a question for you, my friend. What do you think Wales need to do in the second half, which have not done yet in the first?
Well, possibly maybe give Gareth Bale a bit more. Forward time, a bit more sort of forward time to us to play. Maybe like switch him and Moore's position around so that Bale is the striker up front. But Daniel James, he's been pretty good as well throughout this game. He was also relatively decent in Wales's loss to Italy. But I definitely think switch Moore and Bale's positions around a bit more so that Bale can show the goal scoring prowess that we know him for. But in terms of substitutions that they might make on that one, I'd probably say possibly bring on somebody like Tyler Roberts, who you would know, Russ. I would, definitely go with the. But definitely go with the switching Bale and Moore position, and like I say, maybe bring on Roberts.
Yes, and be interesting to see if Rob Page does decide to fetch on Tyler Roberts in the second half with Kiefer Moore on a booking. Obviously, can fetch in some other players as well. He's already used one of his allotted 5, fetching on Nico Williams to replace Connor Roberts, who went off injured in that first half. Before the second half gets underway in the Amsterdam Arena, well, in the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam, should I say, where this game is being played between Wales and Denmark. Please get your comments in. Please keep them clean. Please keep them friendly as well. We are a family-friendly show on all of our platforms today. We're switching away from football for a moment, Nicholas. We just got a result in from the cricket. England taking on Sri Lanka. They already won the T20 series with the win in midweek. And they play their final game today against Sri Lanka. Inside 120 overs for England, we got 180 for the loss of 6 wickets. While Sri Lanka, how do you think they did, Nicholas? How do you think Sri Lanka did?
I don't follow. I must confess, I don't actually follow the cricket and the scores. So,
do you think they won, or do you think Sri Lanka won or not?
Since I'm a cricket novice, I'm not really. I'm not really sure if they've won or lost.
Well, I can tell you, Nicholas, they have lost. England 180 for 6 inside 20 overs and inside 18.5 overs, which meant, for those who know cricket, you obviously know that means 7 more balls were to face after. If we didn't get them all out in that time, Sri Lanka all out for 91 runs. England won by 89 runs, and David Willey 3 for 27, Wilkes 1 for 9, Jordan 1 for 9, Curran 2 for 14, and Livingston 1 for 8. England top scorers in their innings were Darren Mellon with 76, Johnny Bairstow with 51. Other top scorer for England was Livingston with 14. Then we go down to Curran with 9 not out, Jordan with 8 not out. The top scorer in the 91 all out for Sri Lanka was KBU Fernando with 20, followed by BOP Fernando with 19, before DPDN Dikwela, who got 11. So, series win for England and a series whitewash as well for England. Back to the football, and the players will be heading their way back onto the pitch at the Johan Cruyff Arena out in Amsterdam for the second half very, very soon. Don't forget, you can join our good friend JB later. Come with Nicholas. What game is JB doing later today, Nicholas?
JB will be doing Italy against Austria, and you can catch that on the Commentary Hub and on JB Sports at 8 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Nicholas, there. So Nicholas just let you know which game JB is doing for you later. So the players are back out and ready for the second half. The Wales so just making their way out onto the field of play for the second half. Denmark are out there ready for the start of the second half. So what is about time for me to do is press this button here and say, hand you back over to Mr. Nicholas Jones, who will talk you through the next 45 minutes of what will be Wales' final 45 minutes of the tournament. Nicholas Jones.
Thank you, Russ. Wales need to put forward what any fresh tactics they devised in the half-time interval to good use and quickly. Denmark needs to be consistent, to continue being consistent in defence, I should add, and also be a bit more nagging forwards as they prepare to score, as they look to score another goal or more. Martin Braithwaite to kick off proceedings again for Denmark. And we are underway for the second half at the Johan Cruyff Arena. And it's headed away by Wales. I think Wales were the team to get in on the act early, but a foul committed very early on at the start of the second half. Couldn't see who the offender was. But it's now Wales back in possession with Rodon, and he passes to I think that might have been Davis, but it's now back with Joe Morrell, and across to I think that might have been Ramsey, or was it James, headed by Dolberg, and back now with Joe Allen for Wales. Now with Ben Davis. And Davis now for Wales. Back to Allen. Now with Chris Mepham. That might have been Ramsey. Back to Mepham. Now back to Morale. Cross by Mepham. I think that was towards Ramsey. Ramsey almost got there, but Denmark did very well to defend the goal on that one. Simon Kjær. Straight to Jens Striger. Striger with the cross. And it's now caught by, I think that might have been, yeah, it was Mepham, to Morale. And now a cross sent forward by Nico Williams. Rob Page looking impassive there. And a foul on Daniel James. Nothing is given apart from a throw into Wales. Rodon to, I think that might have been Bale. Yeah, it was Bale, but two players have gotten caught up in an incident. I think that might have been, I think one of them was Dolberg. Let me know who they were in the comments. It's now Martin Braithwaite. Martin Braithwaite for Denmark. Can he make it to? Not quite, but Dolberg, can he go for it again? He does! Denmark are 2-0 up. And surely that means doom and gloom for Wales now. But they won't give up, not by any stretch of the imagination. What a finish again from Kasper Dolberg. He made this one count when he did. Bale is disputing this. Was a player foul that might have resulted in this? No, it wasn't. I think it was an earlier incident for which Kiefer Moore fouled. So Braithwaite has the ball initially. Crosses well to Dolberg, although it did actually come off a Wales player. Yes, it was Rodon who it bounced off on. No, I'm having another look at it again. It was actually Nico Williams who made the mistake to give it to Dolberg, and Dolberg was just able to capitalise on that one. And Kasper Hjulmand, really very happy about this. Just gone through a momentary VAR check, but goal still stands. Wales need to pick up the momentum and get back on the pace with Denmark, and fast. Mæhle, but taken away by Williams. But back to Denmark now. Taken by Williams, and the ball has gone out of play. Throw-in taken by Denmark, and it's now gone to Simon Kjær. Straight to Striger. Jens Striger back to Kjær. Kjær now passes to, I think that might have been Christensen. Back with Kjær. And Kjær passes to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. And has gone straight to Kasper Schmeichel, who passes it back to, I think that might have been Mæhle. Anyway, now Thomas Delaney for Denmark. Delaney passes to, I think that might be Højbjerg, and it's now with Damsgaard. Almost caught by Braithwaite, but cleared away by Allen, and it's now back to Kasper Dolberg. Straight to Striger. Striger passes to Højbjerg, now back to Striger. Ball now goes to Simon Kerr. Kerr now for Denmark, back with Højbjerg. Højbjerg straight to Strikker. Strikker holds on, and it's caught by Braithwaite. Braithwaite trying to get round. He was trying to get round Davis, but couldn't quite manage it. But Denmark managed to hold on. It's now it was Damsgaard back to Braithwaite. Strikker back to Strikker, Braithwaite again. Højbjerg intercepted by Kiefer Moore. Aaron Ramsey to take the ball has gone up for a throw, and it was about to be taken by Ramsey. And there's the confirmation from Dolberg, his second goal in the Euros, the second of the match, of course. Mepham to, I think that might have been Rodon. Morel back to Rodon. Now Bale back to Morel. Morel now for Wales, and it's now gone to James, but taken up by Williams and headed by Moore. But they couldn't convert anything from this type of play towards a goal. James gone straight to Williams, and it was actually headed by Bale. And had Moore not been intercepted, he might have gotten closer to scoring. And Denmark, and this was actually saw a replay of Dolberg's second goal. Denmark back in possession again with Højbjerg to Mæhle. That was Delaney, and it's now with Vestergaard. But Wales are now back in possession. Is Daniel James now? James cleared by Kerr, and it's out for a throw-in to Wales. Rodon to Davis. Ben Davis, one of those players who, if he's booked, will miss the Wales' quarter-final match should they go through. And it's not but if things stay as they are, Wales will not go through. It will actually be Denmark. I was just going to say that Wales' chances are looking increasingly likely of going through, as Thomas Delaney has gone down. I couldn't see who had fouled him or why. The Danish supporters getting behind their team. They're still making a bit more. They're still making a lot of noise. The Wales supporters appear to have fallen silent, and it will be a throw-in to Denmark, which has been taken. Kerr passes to Mæhle. 55.5 minutes gone. Wales 0, Denmark 2. And just caught now by I think that was James. Player's been stopped. Couldn't quite see the reason. I think it might have had something to do with a player being fouled. Again, I couldn't see. Free kick taken by Wales. It's now with Allen, ex-Stoke City man. Now with he is a Stoke City man, former Liverpool man, I should say. Apologies there. Davis was aiming for Ramsey, but Denmark rock solid as ever in defence. Throw in taken by Wales by Ramsey, but ball now caught by Ward, and it looks to me as though Christian Norgard will be coming on as a substitute. Almost caught by Davis, but it was wrestled away from him by Dolberg. Thrown to Wales, taken by Davis. It's now Rodon to Morel. Morel passes to, I think that might have been Rodon. Rodon with the ball. Now it's gone to... No, sorry, it wasn't Rodon. It's now with Rodon. Mepham. It's now back with Morel. Wales need to get on the score sheet fast, but it doesn't look like they're finding a way how. Davis now with the ball for Wales. Back to Mepham. Cross now taken to Davis for Wales. Davis passes to Bale. Gareth Bale now for Wales. He crosses into the goal area. Almost caught by Daniel. It's Daniel James now for Wales. Nothing comes of it. Good block by Andreas Christensen. Well-timed effort from James. It bounced off Christensen's back. Daniel James can't believe he missed this opportunity for Wales to pull one back. And Mikael Damsgaard makes way for Christian Norgard. He's been a regular. He's been on the bench regularly for Denmark before coming on as a substitute as Norgard, and Joe Morel makes way for Harry Wilson, the 24-year-old who plays at Liverpool. And yes, another substitute will be made as Victor Jensen. Matthias Jensen comes on in place of Thomas Delaney. Delaney has created a few chances for Denmark throughout this game as well. So credit to him for doing a good job in the time that he was on. Damsgaard finally comes off the pitch to move over for Christian Norgard. Norgard and Jensen both at Brentford as they helped in the Bees promotion from the Championship to the Premier League. They will be playing quite a few of the players on the pitch next season. As Jensen has the ball, he's now passed it back to Højbjerg. It's now gone to Braithwaite, but it's now gone to Striger. Striger now, straight to Højbjerg. And it's now caught by Jensen. Jensen goes down. But it's now gone to Vestergaard. Vestergaard! Saved by Ward. That was a good chance for a shot at Denmark's third. Bale now crosses for Wales. Almost caught by James, and it's out for a throw-in. Throw-in taken by Wales. It's now gone to Ramsey. Not for long though. I think that was couldn't see who it was, but it's now back with Ramsey. And it's now James. Back to Bale. Gareth Bale now for Wales. He passes down to Ben Davies, who passes to that was Wilson, but he's now gone back to Williams. James. And it's gone out for another throw into Wales. We're slightly over the hour mark. It's Wales 0, Denmark 2 at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Throw in to be taken by Gareth Bale. Bale takes the throw in. Or couldn't be caught by Rodon, but it's now with Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey for Wales. It's almost caught by Davies, but good block by Martin Braithwaite. And a throw-in to be taken by Wales. Bale will take the throw-in again. Are Wales getting closer? Are Wales starting to get close to pulling one back? Joe Allen for Wales, way over the crossbar. No way was that going to go in. Rob Page dishing out instructions from the touchline, shouting his orders, but whatever orders he's giving are doing Wales no good so far. And it will be Kasper Schmeichel who will take the goal kick for Denmark. Older listeners may remember him as the son of Peter Schmeichel, the legendary Manchester United goalkeeper. And, of course, a Danish international himself. Cross by Williams. It's now gone to... I think that might have been Mailer. It's now with Harry Wilson. Wilson crosses to Bale. And it's now gone straight to Kiefer Moore. Almost brought Norgard down, but Norgard manages to stay up. It's with Højbjerg. Now Mailer. Straight to Christensen. Now Simon Kjær. Straight back to Mailer. And back to Kjær. Good cross by Kjær to Braithwaite. It's now with Strigger. Braithwaite again. And that was Dolberg to Norgard. Now Højbjerg. Back to Williams. And cleared by Ward. Norgard for Denmark. Jensen. Matthias Jensen for Denmark. And it's now gone to Mailer. Back to Jensen. Jensen! Just palmed away by Ward. 65 minutes. 65 minutes have elapsed. The goal scorer remains the same. Wales 0, Denmark 2. One of the Wales players who was on the bench looks like he might be getting ready to come on. That was David Brooks. And it's going to be another throw-in to Wales. Throw-in taken by Bale to Davies and Ramsey. Joe Allen for Wales. Mepham to Wilson. Wilson back to Mepham. Now it's gone to Williams. And I beg your pardon, it was actually Tyler Roberts, not David Brooks, warming up. I do apologise to any Leeds United fans and Russ particularly. It's Højbjerg straight to, but it's gone back to Mepham for Wales. Williams back to Bale. And it's now gone to Ben Davies. Ben Davies passes to Ramsey. Now Bale again. Bale! Headed by Højbjerg and almost caught by Dolberg, who got into a bit of a scrape with somebody, but no real harm done, it seems. Mepham now with the ball for Wales. Straight to Joe Allen. Joe Allen now for Wales. He passes to, I think that was Williams. Now Allen again. Allen to Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey for Wales. Nice cross, but headed away by Striger. Caught by Bale. Gareth Bale for Wales. Can he find a way to break through? Straight through to Ramsey. Comes off Cody. Davis has brought down Højbjerg. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has gone down. I think Davis might have gone down as well. I think Højbjerg came off the worst. No, sorry. I think the correct expression is Højbjerg came off worse. Daniel Siebers is coming over to have a look. That was a bit of a nasty incident there. I think Højbjerg was bashed in the head or something. I think they're looking at him and trying to feel him over just to see if he is indeed hurt. He doesn't seem to be. Ben Davies appears to be fine as well. But the last couple of minutes, nothing to choose between these two clubs, and Wales look like they might be getting back into this. But the scoreline still remains Wales 0, Denmark 2. Just over 68.5 minutes have been played so far. 2 substitutions for Denmark are about to be made. 2 more, I should add, and it will be Kasper Dolberg, the man who scored Denmark's 2 goals. The fans giving him a round of applause and sending him off the pitch. Gets a hug and congratulations from Kasper Hjulmand. It will be Andreas Cornelius who will take his place, the 28-year-old regular at Atalanta, as Mæhle goes down briefly. We'll let you know who the second Denmark substitution will be shortly, as I think that was Davis with the ball. Now it's gone to Allen, and it's now with, I think that was Ramsey. Now Bale for Wales. Straight back to Ramsey. Ramsey dancing around Denmark defenders, but Bale almost had it. Almost caught by Wilson. Denmark back in possession. Braithwaite to Jensen. 20 minutes to go. Still Denmark lead Wales by 2-0. Kjær now for Denmark and cleared forward by Striger. Almost caught by Braithwaite, but Wales doing really well to defend that one. Davis to Mepham. Now with Wilson, Harry Wilson, straight to Davis. Davis passes back to Mepham. Now Rodon. And it's gone straight to Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey passes to James, but taken away by Christensen. Now with Kjær. Pass from Schmeichel back to Kjær. Kjær crosses forward. taken by Cornelius, whose crosses straight to Højbjerg. Højbjerg now with the ball. Passes, was aiming for Jensen, but was caught by Vestergaard. Back to Jensen. Now with Højbjerg again. Wales have had 1 attempt on target. Denmark 5. Jensen to Striger. It's now with Christensen. Back to Kjær. Mæhle. Crosses. Was aiming for Striger. But it's a throw-in to Wales. Don't forget, you can catch JB on the Commentary Hub and JB Sports as Italy take on Austria. Jens Striger doing a bit of a stretching exercise is before he takes the throw-in. Stretching his back there, I just saw. Striger throws to, I think that might have been Cornelius, to Christensen. Now back to Striger. Striger crosses into the goal area. Almost headed by Cornelius. Defended well by Wales. But it's now with Jensen. Braithwaite. Norgard sends it forward to Mæhle. Joachim Mæhle. Passes to Højbjerg. Højbjerg passes it back to Mæhle. Mæhle with the chance. But it's gone back to Højbjerg. Now Mæhle. Denmark appear to be getting closer to scoring a third. Can they do it this time? Cleared away by the Wales defence. Now it's with Daniel James. Ramsey. Ramsey for Wales. He aims for Bale. Finds him. Gareth Bale now has the ball. Gareth Bale tries to look for, I think that might have been Ramsey, but couldn't get to him in time. Striger now for Denmark. And it's now caught by Joe Allen. Joe Allen, can he break through? No, he can't is the answer as Denmark defender heads it, but it's now gone to Harry Wilson. Wilson runs into Jensen and the ball is picked up by Mæhle. Norgard passes back to Jensen. Ball is being passed around to so many players and being taken by both sides that I'm running out of breath just mentioning their names, as Simon Kjær has gone down as well. Was he fouled? I couldn't see if he was. If you saw anything that I didn't, please let me know in the comments. The physio's coming onto the pitch to have a look at him as Jens Striger still doing his stretching exercises. Simon Kjær taking a drink of water, obviously to keep his blood circulation and everything moving so that he stays hydrated. And it looks like Nikolai Bojlesen and Joachim Andersen in conversation with Kasper Hjulmand and a UEFA official. I think that might have been the fourth official. Ovidiu Hattigan. As Tyler Roberts looks like he's going to come on as a last-minute substitute for Wales with just under 15 minutes to go. Should have come on earlier, in my opinion. He should have actually been a half-time substitute. Simon Kjær gets up. He has something strapped to his leg. As Højbjerg is going to come off for Nikolai Bojlesen, and I think that might have actually been a mistake with the substitute switch thing. No, it's actually Jens Striger who makes way for Nikolai Boyles for Nikolai Boyles, and I think Martin Braithwaite was about to come off as well. As a bit of confusion going on, in the touchline area, but standing ovation for Nikolai Boyles as Simon Kjær comes off for Joachim Andersen. Simon Kjær, that was obviously he had a bit of a nasty knot to his leg. He's obviously going to have to come off so he can be looked at to be looked at closely. But anyway, Boyleson and Andersen, the latest substitutes, and it looks to me as though a couple more substitutions might be made for Wales as well. Like I say, they should have made them earlier, or at least during the halftime break, as Tyler Roberts will come on in place of Kiefer Moore. And it also looks to me as though David Brooks will come on as well. We'll confirm who he will come on in place of in a while, and he comes on in place of Daniel James. David Brooks, the 23-year-old, a regular midfielder at Bournemouth, and play can now resume with just about 12 minutes of normal time left. It is still Wales 0, Denmark 2, as Andreas Cornelius now picks up the ball for Denmark. Tries to go through, couldn't. Great bit of blocking from Ben Davies. And Nico Williams has the ball for Wales, and it's now gone to Joe Allen. Allen with the ball. Straight to Ben Davies, now back to Allen. And it's now with Chris Mepham. Mepham to Wilson, now Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts for Wales. Back to Wilson, now Bale. Bale, he tries to find someone to pass to. He finds Davis. But Denmark, great in front of goal. But it's now back with Joe Allen. To David Brooks. Almost caught by Wilson. But David Brooks now has it. No, he doesn't. It's now with Jens Striger. No, it's Andreas Cornelius. Andreas Cornelius for Denmark. Foul just outside the penalty area. Has a penalty been given? I couldn't tell if it was, but a yellow card has been given. I think that might have been Chris Mepham who was the perpetrator. No, it wasn't. It was David Brooks. David Brooks just fouled him outside the penalty. Just fouled him outside the 18-yard box. Not worthy of anything. Not worthy of a penalty in my view. I think it will be just a free kick. Free kick to Denmark, and it will be taken by Nikolai Boyleson. No, it won't. And distance to goal is 23 metres with 10 minutes to go. Martin Braithwaite will take the free kick for Denmark. He does. Not quite enough to make it 3. His shot was too powerful as Wales are back in possession. Aaron Ramsey passes to, I think that was Chris Mepham. Yes, indeed it was. Now with Gareth Bale. Passes back to Ramsey. Ramsey to Rodon. Rodon looks for someone to pass it to. That was Allen. He finds Allen. But it's gone to Wilson, and it's now with back to Mepham, back to Wilson. No, it's with I think that was Ben Davies. It's now gone straight back to Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey now for Wales. Aaron Ramsey holds onto the ball, passes to David Brooks. Brooks passes it back to Mepham inside the centre. And it's now caught by Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts, the 22-year-old at Leeds United. Almost passed it to Bale, but cut off well by Denmark. Højbjerg now has the ball. Straight to, I think that was Andreas Cornelius. Yes, indeed, it is Andreas Cornelius. Cornelius holds on. Passes to Joachim Mæhle. And it's gone straight to Martin Braithwaite. Martin Braithwaite almost finds Mæhle, who just couldn't send the ball in. It looks to me as though Denmark have been getting closer to scoring a third in the past couple of minutes, but Andreas Cornelius just couldn't quite get there. Neither could Martin Braithwaite nor Joachim Mæhle. And it'll be a corner to Denmark with just under 7.5 minutes to go, and it'll be Mathias Jensen who will take the corner for Denmark. Jensen raises his hand. He kicks the ball into the goal area. Caught by Højbjerg. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg sends the ball out. And it's now back in possession for Wales. Wales now have the ball. It's gone to Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts has the ball. Passes to Ramsey. Ramsey to Davis. Now it's gone straight back. Now it's gone straight to Gareth Bale. James to Davis, and it's now gone straight to Joachim Mæhle. Joachim Mæhle for Denmark. Foul. Tripped over and fouled by Bale. Did Bale cause a foul worthy of a card? I don't think he did. Was that just a normal incident? I think it looked like it was. Clattered into his leg. And just essentially pushed him over. The Wales supporters, they have been really quiet for the majority of for the latter part of the first half, and certainly the whole of the second half. The Denmark supporters still showing just that bit more noise, and it will be Mathias Jensen to take the free kick for Denmark. He does so. Headed by, I think that was Wilson. Almost caught by Braithwaite. And it will be, and I think it will be another corner to Denmark. And in the past few minutes, it's been impossible to pick out who would be a standout player for man of the match. Mathias Jensen backs away from the ball. I think it's either going to be him or Højbjerg to take the corner. No, it is Jensen. He passes to Højbjerg. He was selling them a dummy. And Jensen has the ball back. Almost headed by, I think that might have been Cornelius, and almost sent it by Braithwaite. That was so close to being a third for Denmark. But Wales are back into it. Time is running out for them. It's looking less and less likely that they will win this one now. They might just get a consolation goal out of this. And it's been out, and it's gone out for a throw to Rodon. Rodon throws to Chris Mepham. 4 minutes to go at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Wales 0, Denmark 2. Straight back to Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale passes to Nico Williams. And Williams now has the ball again. Williams crosses towards Ramsey. I think that was headed for, but nothing comes of it, unfortunately, for them. So it'll be Ben Davies who will take the throw for Wales. Long throw in, headed by, I think that was Bale. Yes, indeed it was, but picked up by Denmark. It's Joachim Mæhle, fouled by Joe Allen. Mæhle to take the throw in for Denmark, which he does, and it's gone straight to Joe Allen. It's almost taken by Højbjerg, but Wales managed to hold on to the ball. It's gone to David Brooks. David Brooks now with the ball for Wales, but taken away by Denmark, and it's now with Andreas Cornelius, who passes to Højbjerg. Højbjerg passes it back to Jensen. Jensen now gone straight to Boyleson, Nikolaj Boyleson for Denmark. And a throw-in will be taken again by Denmark. You're listening to the Commentary Hub and JB Sports. Jensen with the ball now for Denmark, and it's gone straight to Joachim Mæhle. Joachim Mæhle, can he score something last minute? Yes, he can! Denmark are 3-0 up, and that is surely the end of the road for Wales. Mæhle, superb finish right in front of it. The Denmark players and supporters can sense a place in the quarterfinals awaiting them. The fans go ballistic, and so do the squad. They know that they have done really well in scoring, attacking, and defending. And Kasper Hjulmand is one very happy man. And just for that brilliant finish, and also the other contributions he has made throughout this game, I am going to take a brave stab at it and give Joachim Mæhle our man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. He managed to hold onto the ball superbly. Great use of the left foot. What a finish. And that was in the dying minutes of this game. It is now we're now just 30 seconds left in normal time. I think a few minutes will be added on. We'll confirm shortly, but it looks to be all over now for Wales as Mæhle is brought down by Wilson. And it's a red card. A straight red card for Harry Wilson. No yellow. He didn't get a yellow card in the first place. He's protesting, but Daniel Siebert is having none of it. And the challenge on Mæhle, I'd say it's about 50-50 whether it was worthy of a red card, but then again, I am not a qualified match official, so it'll be interesting to hear Russ's thoughts at full time. But the Denmark supporters don't care about this because they know that they are just a matter of minutes away, 5 to be exact, from going through to the round of 16, and there is a disconsolate Ethan Ampadu, who did not start due to an injury he picked up in Wales's last due to a red card he picked up in Wales's last match against Italy. Free kick taken by Matthias Jensen, headed by Boylerson. Just nearly a minute and a half has been played of the extra 5 minutes added on. 2 goals in 4 matches for Joachim Mähler. He scored in one of the group stage matches. But the Wales supporters and Rob Page, they know it could well be over within the next few minutes. The Wales supporters have not been their usual loud, noisy selves. Jensen with the ball for Denmark. He passes back to Mähler. Play has been stopped. And someone is getting a yellow card. I think it was Bale by the looks of it. Gareth Bale has gone into the books. We'll confirm shortly if he actually did. I can't say if he actually did right now, but if you feel sure that he did, then let me know in the comments, please. Anyway, Kasper Schmeichel now with the ball for Denmark. And it's gone straight to Ben Davies for Wales, almost taken by Braithwaite. And it's gone back into Denmark possession. It's now Joachim Mähler with the ball for Denmark. He passes forward to Andreas Cornelius. Now it's with Braithwaite. Can he make it 4? He can! What a finish! But it's not, but it was ruled out. It was offside. Offside. I completely missed that. And it looks like Martin Braithwaite might have marginally been offside, or was it the tap in from Cornelius? But whether that, even if the goal was chalked off, it won't matter for Denmark, and the goal is now being checked. It's gone to VAR. Will Denmark be allowed to have that extra goal? Siebert is chatting away to his VAR counterpart, Bastian Dankert. We wait to see whether the 4th goal will actually be stand. Everyone waiting with bated breath, including Martin Braithwaite. A decision is likely to be made any moment now. The tension is evident at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Let's take another look at that. And I think they might have the decision. Braithwaite feels absolutely certain that the ball went in. I personally thought it did. And the goal review is still going on. VAR is going over, and the goal has been given. No offside, it turns out, and Braithwaite's goal has been reinstated. The Denmark players and the substitutes celebrating the results, as indeed they will be celebrating their victory. Braithwaite getting the crowd up on their feet. I personally didn't think it was offside. The tap-in from Cornelius might have been telling, but no way did I feel that Braithwaite was offside. I think he was actually behind Mepham and another defender who I couldn't quite see. But there's his reaction on having the goal reinstated. It's very complicated thing, VAR, and it'll be interesting to hear what Russ thought of the decision. And we're into the added on minutes. Obviously, because of the delay, the time has been extended, and it looks very soon. And the final whistle has gone. Denmark have run rings round Wales. More than just that, they have pulverized them. Superb finishes from Joachim Mæhle and Kasper Dolberg, and also by Martin Braithwaite at the last, and also by Martin Braithwaite right at the last. The Welsh Dragon has been silenced. It is no longer roaring, and Wales bow out of Euro 2020. They're not going to repeat their feats of 5 years ago. Denmark progressed through to the quarterfinals. Final score at the Johan Cruyff Arena after a thrilling second half: Wales 0, Denmark 4.
Yes, Nicholas, Wales 0, Denmark 4, the full-time score. And Nicholas, during the commentary, you gave Joachim Mæhle your man of the match. Why was Joachim Mæhle man of the match for you today?
Superb goal in the dying minutes of the game, and also he played a bit as well in also helping setting up other players for opportunities at goal themselves, even though the majority of them may have missed. But I think he was also. But he was definitely instrumental in playing the ball forward to his teammates. So a great player in helping out his teammates and also scoring that 88th minute goal. Well done, Joachim Mæhle.
Yes, well done, Joachim Mæhle, indeed, as Wales get knocked out, losing 4-0 to Denmark in this evening's first of our double header on your Saturday evening on the Commentary Hub and also JB Sports. Coming up later then, we have got another live game, and it's between Italy and Austria. Do you want to tell everyone who's commentating on that game for us, Nicholas?
It'll be our very good friend JB Stottard.
Yes, John Stottard, aka JB, to me, you, and his friends, and to you, the listeners. It'll be JB. He'll be in the commentary box later as Italy take on Austria. That kicks off at 8 o'clock this evening. We'll bring you that one to you then. On the way, we've got more action as well. We've got all of the last 16 matches covered for you on the channel. So please make sure you get tuned in for that one. On the way then, we've got some great coverage to follow. But before we do go, Nicholas, what a performance from Denmark. How good a performance was it, in your opinion, for you?
They just picked up that second wind in the second half when they did, and they just kept on going and going and going, and superb goals from again, and superb goals by Dolberg, who added to his second from the first half, and also by Mæhle and Martin Braithwaite. And I actually said in commentary it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on why it was initially disallowed and then that VAR decision ultimately leading to the goal being reinstated.
Well, Nicholas, I'm not actually sure why it was disallowed at first. It didn't look offside to me. I couldn't see where the offside was. Obviously, Lennon had a better view than us at the time to think he was offside, but obviously the VAR officials agreed with me that they couldn't see where the offside was and it was onside and allowed the goal. And Wales, apart from that first 10 minutes, Nicholas, in my opinion, they were just poor, weren't they? Apart from that first 10 minutes in the first half.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was a terrible performance from them, despite not giving up and showing the resilience. Credit to them for doing so. They just fell away they just fell away for the rest of the game. But so before we go, we've got to give credit to Rob Page for stepping in to take over the main managerial role at the last minute, because he was initially former assistant to when Ryan Giggs was in charge, but to take over at the last minute, he's really acquitted himself well to international management. I think he has. What about you?
Yes, I think he has as well, Nicholas. So, from all of us on this programme, my friend, including yourself, and from all of us at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening to this coverage. Myself will be back on air at 7:45 p.m. as me and JB bring you coverage of Italy against Austria. We'll see you then, and Nicholas will be back in the not so distant future. I'll see if we can tell you when Nicholas will be back in the not so distant future. Just give me a second, I'll be able to tell you. When our man who's been on the commentary this afternoon, early evening for us, when he will be back on for us. So just tell you when Nicholas will be back. Will be back in the Euros. Let's have a look if he'll be back in the Euros for you before we leave you tonight. That's the last one of the Euros for Nicholas Jones, unless he fancies doing one of the other games which we've not got a commentator for. But we'll sort that out for you, Nicholas, if you do want to come on. But at this moment in time, have you enjoyed doing your stint at the commentary at the Euros for the commentary? And are you looking forward to returning next season when the new season starts up again?
I'm certainly looking forward to. To returning for the next season. It'll be interesting to see who will take my commentaries for the commentary hub. But because I'm looking to do local clubs. But I've certainly enjoyed doing commentary at the Euros, even if it didn't start in the best possible way, but it ended in the best possible way. I think. I mean, certainly, if this is to indeed be my last Euro commentary, then the Wales versus Denmark has got to be the best one I did.
Yes, Nicholas, great stuff, my friend. But I've got to say to you, on behalf of myself, Barry, Matt, Jack, Mike, Kieran, who's not done any of the commentaries, John Kane, JB, we were all very proud of you for the way you handled yourself in that very first match that you did for us, the Denmark game, where unfortunately we saw Christian Eriksen have that cardiac arrest, but you did yourself proud. You did very well then, Nicholas. And from that moment in this tournament, you've not let it phase you once, and to say you weren't sure when to come back, and to come back as quickly as you did. She was on the first Saturday of the tournament, and you wasn't sure when to come back, and to come back just a couple of after taking Sunday and Monday off, and to come back on the Tuesday for Hungary, Portugal. I've got to say, Nicholas, you've done very, very well on this tournament. And if this was your last game, thank you for your commentaries on the Euros. You've done fantastic, and hopefully we'll get you on as maybe as a pundit on before on our time of games during the rest of the Euros. They can have your opinion on as well, my friend. But great work how you've done throughout the year so far, and a great credit to yourself for the way you handled your very first match in the tournament.
I'll certainly also want to. Before we actually go, I certainly want to mention that I'll certainly be looking to do any home nations qualifying for next year's World Cup. So look out for me possibly doing that one.
Yes, we'll have Nicholas back on for some of those matches when we do the qualifiers for the World Cup on the commentary hub, and we'll hopefully try and get him on a few EFL and Premier League games next season as well. So make sure you stay tuned for Nicholas throughout next season. But from Nicholas, but if you don't come back on again, have a great summer, my friend. But we will catch you on some programmes, obviously. We'll get you on to do a few games, maybe, or even come on as a pundit at half time and before the game as well. But make sure we'll have you on, my friend. But great coverage, Nicholas, for the viewers, and thanks for your company and your great commentary skills throughout the tournament so far.
All right, thank you. Same goes to you, Russ.
Thank you, Nicholas. And Nicholas, I'll be back to present for JB in just around 40 minutes or so at 7:45. I'll be back on for that game. So you'll hear me then, and then you'll hear me throughout the week to do some presenting from the England game. But you'll hear me on commentary, Nicholas, on Tuesday as I do Sweden against Ukraine. So, from all of us here, take care and we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now. I'll be back Tuesday. I'll be back later with presenting duties, back on the mic for the commentaries on Tuesday. From all of us here, good night.